Hello. Hello,
Can you
ma'am.
hear us?
Yeah, yes, you are audible, and we can see you all. See you.
Great, thank you.
Good evening, Devani. I have also joined.
Yeah, yes, Dr. Das, I can see you.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, very audible. No problem.
Mr. Verma.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year from the Global Media Education Council. I have the pleasure today to address you for the first time from Dhaka, Bangladesh, where I'm here for a new assignment. And it really makes me happy to see so many old friends and many new people, new persons, new scholars who have joined the session now. For everyone's knowledge, this is the 31st event or edition of Global Communication Education Conclave, GCEC. Out of the 75 planned ones, 30 were done from 21st October to 31st of December. And this is the 31st starting in 2022. The leader of today is Professor Devabani Mukherjee. And I do not have much to speak because my job on behalf of the Global Media Education Council's executive core body is just to introduce the leader of today. The leader of today is the head of the Department of Media Education in the Institute of Leadership, Entrepreneurship and Development, I lead, a well-known college of Kolkata, affiliated to the Macaut University and making a mark for itself. Professor Devabani Mukherjee has been for the last 20 years an academic of media, have worked with some of the best institutes of Eastern India in media education, with NSHM, with Adamas University, and has also served a 2 years tenure with the Symbiosis Institute of Media and Communication. And she has worked in different capacities, from HOD, from Chief Examiner, the National Seminar Coordinator, and in many other capacities across these various institutes. Accomplished Bharatnatyam dancer, she is quite active in various social activities and engaging students. She is quite popular among students to engage them in collective functioning on the campus. Many of us are great scholars, but not well equipped to engage the young learners. Engagement is a different ball game, and Devabani Madam knows it very well. Today, we have this program, the first of 2022, 31st of the series, focusing on communication education, but we'll look at different aspects from different quarters. And you'll be happy to note, it's not a program of academicians only. Practitioners, academicians, researchers from India and beyond India. With these introductory comments, I hand it over to the leader of today's program, Professor Devabani Mukherjee.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Chaudhary. It was really great to hear from you. And thank you all for the introduction of the moderator of the day. Me, Devabani Mukherjee, warmly welcome the panelists for today's evening webinar on behalf of this Global Communication Education Conclave. As already spoke by Professor Chaudhary about this Global Communication Education Conclave, I would begin by the word season's greetings and a warm, happy new year, new 2022. Now, this conclave in 2 lines, I would like to say that it was being organized by Global Media Education Council in partnership with Makhanlal Chaturvedi University, IIMCR, ICSSR, AAAI, PRCAI, Deccan University, Australia, and many others. And this with several media partnerships from several nations. India turned 75 this August 2021, and the 75th year after independence continues till August 2022. Also, media education in India is in its 101th year of presence. Post-pandemic, the world of communication is web-led, digitally driven, and going through a drastic change. So to commemorate these and explore the new media paradigms, GCEC is being organized virtually. And the event is also the first global launch of GMEC. With these few words, I would like to welcome our session chair, Professor Dr. Pavitra Srivastav, to preside the session. And just to introduce Professor Srivastav, I would like to say that he's the head of the Department of Advertising and Public Relations, Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Communication, Bhopal. So I would not extend my speech too much. I would only hand over the virtual platform to Professor Srivastav so that he can initiate by starting the session. We welcome you, Professor Srivastav. Please, could you begin? Professor Srivastav?
You're mute.
Thank you so much, Devani ma'am. Good evening, all of you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Respected Ujjwal Chaudhary sir, Dr. Bhaskar Das sir, Mr. Virendra Verma ji, Professor Devani Mukherjee, Dr. Karyaga, and Dr. Datta. This is a very good evening to all of you. Without any formality, we will start the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Srivastav. Just to begin with, we have to begin with our chief guest, Mrs. Krishnakali Ghosh. And I would like to inform you that she would join a little late as she is the president of WebCUPA. That means the West Bengal College and University and Professors Association. And she's tied up in a small meeting right now. She's informed me that she would join a little late. So with that, I would say that today's topic is new trends in entertainment and over-the-top OTT platforms, which must be very engaging, and it would create a lot of interest in the youngsters who are already joining this program and watching it. So we can introduce Professor Krishnakali Ghosh a little later. And by progressing this program today, I would like to introduce Dr. Bhaskar Das amidst us, who is the Group President and Chief Strategy Officer, Republic Media Network, Executive President, Dainik Bhaskar, and Senior Advisor, Mica Ahmedabad. I would right now request Professor Chaudhary, who is right now present with us, to felicitate Dr. Das as the eminent media educator with today's evening award ceremony. He has been awarded as a stellar contribution to the media world. Professor Chaudhary, could you please take it up?
On behalf of Global Media Education Council, as is the practice in each of the webinars of 75 webinars, this is the 31st one, on each evening, we express our honor, express our gratitude towards a senior media practitioner or academician who has contributed to media learning in the country. Dr. Das is not a traditional academician the way we know, and some of us are as we are here. He is an academician with a major difference. He is making an impact in the communication education in the leading communication school of India, MICA, Mudra Institute of Communication, Ahmedabad, as its senior advisor and also on its board of studies. He has been on the board of studies of Symbiosis Media School, of Adamus Media School, and many other institutions in the past. SP Jain, to be very particular, very well known, SP Jain Management School as well. But significantly, and I must tell that, over the last 30 years, he has groomed a large number of young professionals who have passed out from business schools and communication schools and joined the portals of Times of India Group or other organizations where Dr. Das has served in senior positions. And he was the man who groomed them to actually become productive professionals. There is a hell lot of a difference, we know, from campus learning to on-the-job learning. So this time we move ahead and move away. And not the first time, we did it with Sanjay Roy, Dr. Sanjay Roy also of Teamwork Films earlier among the last 30 events. And this time as well, we move to a little different position and call upon Dr. Bhaskar Das to accept our stellar contribution to media learning award and honors. And it is an honor for us to actually to confer these honors on you. And on behalf of the GMAC body, which has 9 vice presidents from 9 countries of the world, and on behalf of my president, Professor KG Suresh, who is the GMAC president and the vice chancellor of Makhanlal Chaturvedi University, and on behalf of every other member, the working committee and everyone, I have the pleasure of conferring this award. May I request the host to show the award film, please? We are really honored to have you, sir, among the 75 top stalwarts of India who has contributed to media learning, communication learning, and their practice over the last few decades. Over to you, Dr. Das, for your acceptance talk and also to throw light on the new trends of entertainment as we see today, pandemic and post-pandemic. Dr. Das, please.
Very good evening to the organizers, and Happy New Year to all of you. And I must admit that I am deeply overwhelmed by this gesture, which I was not aware. So there is some amount of serendipitousness, and I don't have much to say apart from expressing my gratitude to the jury for selecting me. I don't know whether I'm worthy of it or not, but most importantly, I'm still a student, because media and entertainment industry is such, if anyone knows that he knows everything, that's the end of his learning. And even today, I'm one of the reasons that I'm a student, which my description might not have elaborated, but fact remains, I'm continuously trying to learn, because you must imagine 41 years in the industry, you are as good as a Jurassic Park material. But Dr. Ujjal Chaudhary has been very kind, and Devavani for talking about me. But I'm really, really grateful, and I'm grateful to God for continuing my search for knowledge and sharing it with the students. Most importantly, I learn from the students now, because it's a different world, and in this new world, the ignorance is the best part of the knowledge. And I think I'm extremely happy to preside over such a topic which is really relevant, but it's such a huge topic. The time allotted to me for this is not enough, perhaps, but I'll try to highlight some of the key trends that I'm observing. And the interesting part is that it may be valid for the next 24 hours only, because that's how the world is changing. So thank you very much, Dr. Chaudhary and JCMC, for your kind gesture. I have nothing else to add so far. The acceptance speech is concerned. I'm very bad in speech making. I have no PowerPoint to share, because I always say I have no power as well as no point to make. And so I thought, let me come to the topic straight. See, everything starts with COVID. You know that Maharashtra, it has again then been revival, there are closures. But actually, why? I think there are only 2 periods. People used to talk about BC and AC, but actually, it is before COVID and after COVID. Especially, it's true for media and entertainment industry. In many ways, the future of OTT that has been mentioned in the topic is a subset of the same media and entertainment industry. So I'll focus initially on some of the key trends that we can observe in the media and entertainment industry, and I'll focus also specifically to the OTT industry. I'll try to stick to my time because there are other speakers. See, technology and its various developments have accelerated the change in media and entertainment industry. It has been going on for quite some time. I spent 33 years in Times of India. I have seen its dominance, and today print is in 4th position. When I joined this industry, it was first in terms of advertising spend in the country. Now it's 4th. The top 3 are television, digital, and gaming. The gaming has went ahead of print. Now, this accelerated change is no big deal. So I'm not saying something new is as good as a truism. But after COVID-19 slump, the global entertainment industry is rebooting itself, albeit at different pace for different formats of delivery. All reports, whether EY, A.T. Kearney, or PwC, talks about rebounding, but I don't think it is happening at rebounding in every sector. The very fact that we are doing virtual meeting, that itself shows that this is where our technology is taking us today. Today, if the vaccine has been invented in perhaps less than 2 years, I think that's what the power of quantum computing. In fact, various data are there, but one data I still remember: online data consumption has spiked globally as well as in India by more than 30% only during the pandemic. In fact, the whole digital transformation, as someone commented, what has happened during the last 18 or 24 months have not happened in the last 15 years. So many consumption patterns and consumer habits usually take 66 days as per psychological research for habits to change. So various consumption patterns and consumer habits learned during the pandemic, I think, is going to stay. And live music and cinema have to come back. So for escapism remains a favorite tourist spot for human beings at large. It will not happen overnight. And some people have tried, and again, the so-called third wave has come. Again, it is taking a backseat. Today, these days, if you see discussion, people discuss in our office and perhaps in many organizations, have you seen this show in Netflix or that show in Amazon or in Hotstar? How often do you lament, oh, I missed it? The surge in popularity, for instance, for film and the TV content delivered over the internet, which is basically is OTT, was one of the bright spots. In fact, apart from the digital, the edtech industry, this is one industry which everyone have been facing difficult time, but not them. I'm talking about this film and TV content delivered over internet, has been the only bright spot in the media and entertainment industry during the last 18 months, or I would say last 24 months. At the last estimate, the global entertainment and media and entertainment industry is worth 2 trillion annually. 2 trillion, I repeat it, but that's the size of the industry. Now, the industry which saw a contraction in revenue due to the pandemic is projected to start improving now, as I told you, at different pace. And by 2025, it will be really a robust one, because by that time, technology will take its shape. There are also regulatory challenges. Continuously, government is also unsure about the digital rules, how to create control. We are used to control in movies and films, but not in OTT. The different types of business models are being experimented. There is subscription fatigue. There is different kind of value chain that are being created. So, but most of the classical or traditional media formats, if I may say, they are based on advertising-based model. Their whole monetization policy is advertising-based. At the same time, consumer is trying to avoid ads. If you look at Netflix or Amazon's popularity, is one of the reasons is that there is no ad. Now, if you look at some of the key trends that I would like to share with you is, I feel pandemic consumption pattern are here to stay. One of the reasons is work will be essentially phygital, which is hybrid, both offline, both in office and remotely. So even in trends, if you look at the trends in the media and entertainment industry prior to COVID-19, such as growing market dominance of digital sales was noticeable. Google, Facebook is as good as a duopoly. Streaming services, gaming, and user-generated content. It only got hastened, accelerated during the pandemic. While the industry expects some kind of return to normalcy, I don't think the normalcy will ever come back. The so-called fetishness to normalcy is not going to happen because the current spate of pandemic that you see has something to do, to my mind, to global warming, to human inroads into the world of the animals. So we'll be getting more and more such thing. Now there might be some critics who might say there is a pharmaceutical lobby who are perhaps pushing this. They will say media is really highlighting it unnecessarily and sensationalizing. But fact remains, this is a global challenge, which every other day new variants are coming. So I think this is not going to go anywhere. Now, sectors in decline suffered great losses for battle of market share. These included typical traditional TV, home video, newspapers, and consumer magazines. Although print books, I'm talking about in totality, print books could buck the trend to some extent in some of the markets. Areas which are seeing above average growth over the past year, apart from the OTT video, include the video games I mentioned, internet advertising, virtual reality, and they are projected to be the fastest growing in the coming years. Now, why all these are happening is about cheap. First of all, it's connectivity is driving the growth. The connectivity has really has expanded, and because of India is one of the cheapest source of data. I think because of this, now what was, we used to say that data is the new oil. Now the internet access has become like roti kapra makan nahi hai. It's roti kapra makan to hai hai, but you have also basic and essential utility now, which is data, your bandwidth in both developing and developed world. And it has become a driver of growth. It's a law of increasing marginal utility, in the sense that the more we get connected, the more growth happens in case of in case of your media and entertainment industry. With so many consumers stuck at home, the surge in downloaded and streamed content led to some internet service providers even reporting 60% spike in data usage. In India, Jio, for instance, if you see Jio data performance, you'll see the overall figure is actually significant. Then there is smartphone connections. There are 500 million smartphones which are actually becoming the fast screen, like television, catch-up TV. These smartphone connections are projected to continue their growth trend, which is in 2020 was 4.6 billion globally. In India also, it is increasing, as I told you. And this increasing number of consumers in fixed broadband internet connections during the year, taking the total to 1.1 billion households. So globally, you are seeing that mobile phone is going to be the primary source of consumption, especially amongst the millennials and alpha generation. So in a sense, that's the new TV screen. The combined data consumption projections should be around 30% per year, meaning that upgraded infrastructure, when the 5G comes, you can imagine what is going to happen, is likely to move from a desirable to essential category in the near future. The third trend that I see is that whatever we say, live experience will always be valued. When it will happen, I do not know. But do you call this virtual meeting as live? People are actually virtually celebrating a lot of things. But I don't consider the live experience this way. I see live experience when it happens. Say, for instance, if I can talk about Bombay, Jio has started a drive-in cinema. It's getting traction. So you are actually maintaining social distance, but you are also watching films together. So it is no secret that the live and in-person entertainment experience will be hard to come by, but when it comes, it will have a huge impact. In fact, when James Bond film came recently, or Suryavanshi and all that, people have gone, and 83 people have gone to movie halls to see it. Of course, they maintain certain level of safety, but fact remains they are also released simultaneously in the OTT. So overall, people are earning much more than if it is a full attendance hall. So workarounds such as drive-in concerts, as I mentioned to you, are offering some semblance of the same experience, but there is a widespread expectation that once this vaccine policy, booster dose works, there will be revenge, escapism in terms of consumption, so far live events are concerned. I think in the context of a business, because I'm ultimately a professional who also handles business, so I have to touch it. So that is also an important trend. See, if you look at increasingly D2C, means direct to consumer video streaming, has gained a remarkable boost during COVID, which is an offshoot of what I mentioned as a trend. As we stayed indoors, we looked at much diversified, engaging, and meaningful content. You look at the Khan brothers are not anymore the hero. Hero is the story. And there are so many new type of directors have come, and experimenting with new concepts is incredible. In fact, OTT platforms like Amazon Prime and Netflix have exactly offered that. They provide TV viewers with an experience we have never felt in the past. Disney was the first to offer D2C, incidentally, content through Netflix. Investing in, so as a result, you have huge compilation of data. So investing in enterprise resource planning will be a key trend, because if you have to manage this amount of data, and also predicting and engage in predictive analytics, you have to use AI, ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning to predict consumer preference and accordingly growth. So the next part of the enterprise part is ad-supported video content, because the monetization has been a huge problem, because there are 34 OTT players. How many of you subscribe yourself? You just look at it. Preference is Netflix, Amazon, Hotstar, maybe one or two more. And so there are new types of monetization models are emerging, and they will emerge. In fact, there are even partnerships happening. They are giving a bundle deal. There are pay per view. If you don't want to see ads, there is one charge. If you want to see ads in between, so you have another charge. But fact remains, everyone is groping in the dark how to improve the monetization, because how much you will have subscribed to how many OTT platforms. So there is a subscription fatigue. So another trend that I notice is smarter personalization. Everyone is trying to personalize consumption experience. Now, that can be music, that can be cooking, that can be the outcome of a film. There's a film called Black Mirror. They give at some stage in some of the seasons 3 different alternatives, which one you want to select, and accordingly the conclusions change. So this will be hugely prevalent, more and more personalization, because everyone is unique and they have their own opinion and voice. You must have heard about blockchain. It is usually connected to cryptocurrency, but I'm predicting after internet, blockchain will be the biggest one. And this blockchain is going to change the tectonic shifts that are going to take place, not only in fintech, but in every other, including I'm talking about in media and entertainment, is going to be incredible. And the companies which are smart, they've already started investing in blockchain to get their digital content strategy right. And this trend is not going to change. It is only going to get accelerated. And through blockchain for now, as I told you, it is now connected to cryptocurrency, but it can ease complexities around intellectual property rights, which is a major one in media and entertainment industry. And with the ability to store and process data uniquely, blockchain can help to identify the original owner of content. It is very safe, and which is in either case, whether conventional or new industry, new age company. It's not easy to understand the whole blockchain technology, but there is no choice that if you have large amount of data, if you want to enter into predictive analytics, if you want to prevent plagiarism, blockchain is going to be a major insurance against that. So making use of blockchain assures tamper-free owning rights. So that will be a huge legal issue so far owning of data is concerned. So these are broadly some of the trends for entertainment and OTT industry, and this is going to be, there will be more and more innovation in the way companies are going to serve their audiences, in the way they would be utilizing AI and ML for predicting behavior. There will be also trends in terms of new types of business models for every media formats of delivery. There's a huge catch up that the legacy companies have to do it till they change their mindset, because it is not about format, it is about business models. No format dies, it's the business models die. So if they don't follow it, I think they will keep them behind. They will fall behind in the competitive advantage. And while they can plan their own strategy, they need to understand that consumer wants personalized, targeted, and ultimately branding is about experience, their experience journey for getting the fleeting attention of the audience. So if any business enterprise wants to grow, they have to keep these broad trends in mind and to remain profitable and sustainable in future. I'm stopping here. You can ask me any question at a later stage when other speakers speak, because actually I have crossed 15 minutes. Actually, I've taken 22 minutes. 22 minutes.
Don't worry, Dr. Das, this was the very practical, industry-oriented approach and talk, and you are talking of things which are just now evolving. And you rightly say that they also get old or get obsolete within a few weeks or days.
Exactly.
What I would request you, we are coming out with a book of all these major talks of all the days together. As you understand, 30 sessions are over, and we had really mind-blowing. Some of them are mind-blowing, some of them are plain good, some of them maybe not so good, but we had more than 200 people speaking. So I would like to request you to summarize this write-up. You have a roughly written note, it seems. If you could summarize and send it to Devavani in 1,000 words, we can have this as a chapter, and that will go a long way for everyone to read. And this entire program is edited into 1 hour compact program and being shared. This is just now live streamed on YouTube, but that video, which will be edited video, will be shared in MSTV, a television channel run by AAFT Academy from Noida, and also would be shared with 250 institutes, head of the departments of media. So thank you for a very useful talk. Questions, if time permitting, will take surely later. Let's have the other panelists, but do surely not forget for submitting 1,000 words, 1,200 words write-up.
1,000 words is a lot, but anyway, I'll do it. I hope I'll get some time.
You have already spoken 1,000 words plus, and I can send you the video of your talk as well, if that helps.
No.
Okay.
It's all, it is all written. I've written down the points, so that's not a problem.
Thank you, Professor Das. It was really an enriching session, and I got to learn so many points, which I'll definitely share with my aspirants in the classroom, and of course beyond the classroom. Those words which you've used, that like technology is growing, which we all know, and that print media is in the 4th position, which is quite threatening, and the COVID-19 effect is rebooting the entertainment industry, which the youngsters are learning, and you know, they are developing their thoughts on it. These words, it only proves that you are a sea of knowledge, and we have just managed to take only maybe 1 or 2 palms out of it. So it is right. It was rightly said by Professor Chaudhary that we would really love to have 1,000 words of writing from your end, so that we can add it to, as a chapter. You yourself seem to be a chapter yourself. You yourself seem to be a book yourself. We are so grateful to have you on this panel. Thank you so much for your kind words. And with that, I would now proceed towards our keynote speaker, Dr. Karliga Misavia. She is supposedly the vice president of GMEC, and in her professional life, apart from this, she's the Scientific and Innovational Service and International Relations Service, and International Relations AI Farabi Kazakh National University, Republic of Kazakhstan. I had a very brief interaction with Dr. Karlaiga, and she was so kind to give her consent and agree to be on virtual mode for this program. I'm really grateful to her. And of course, the GMEC group is grateful to her. And I would right now request Dr. Karlaiga to come up with her PowerPoint presentation and her speech. We welcome you on this virtual platform, Dr. Karlaiga.
Thank you so much. Can you give me just a minute? Open my presentation. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And as Dr.
Can you make it full screen? Dr. Karlaiga, can you make it full screen?
I did it.
Just
It
go
is
down.
not,
No,
it
it
is
doesn't
not
show.
working now.
It's
No,
not full
it's
screen,
not.
ma'am.
I did it.
No, if you go down, you can give, or if,
Is it works?
no, it's not. Never mind. Continue. Let's not waste time. Continue.
Okay.
We can read it.
Just a minute. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and Happy New Year. Today, New Year's first day, and we are doing the first page in the Global Media Education Council's book. And I wish to write phenomenal stories in 2022. So, as moderator was mentioned, today's topic is about new trends in entertainment and over-the-top platforms. Before I will start my presentation, I would like to give some briefly information about myself, about my country. As you know, I think it is the first time I am representing the Republic of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country in the world and is located in the Central Asia. I have been working at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. Before I was graduated at this university, my bachelor, master, and PhD degree from this university. And the main aim of this university is creation of world-class research university, competitive in the global scientific and educational space. And I am very proud of that. My university at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University was ranked 165 in the QS World University Rankings in 2019-2020. So today, as was mentioned the previous, our speaker, Dr. Bashkar Das, about the new trends of the OTT or entertainment service and the platforms. I would like to talk about some key trends in OTT and online content consumption in 2020. 56% with the free versions of video on demand platforms averagely when consuming online content, especially to get content that cannot be accessed in their countries. And you can see that 46% of viewers discover new channels and content to watch through recommendations from friends and family, despite the language or despite the countries. So, and the 35% of viewers on average state that football is the top type of content that they are willing to pay for, followed by Western movies. And 22% is the average of those who stream online content daily through subscription-based video on demand platforms. So According to media watchdog Ofcom, lockdown measures enforced due to the COVID-19 pandemic brought about the surge in TV watching and online streaming. People watched streaming services such as Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and the Disney Plus for 1 hour, 11 minutes per day, and 12 million people joined a service they hadn't used previously. 3 million of these viewers had never subscribed to any services before. So we can see the very big change in the entertainment service during the pandemic COVID-19 situation. The global over-the-top streaming market is expected to grow from 121 billion to 141 billion in 2021. It was around 66%. The growth is mainly due to the companies resuming their operations and adapting to the new normal while recovering from the COVID-19 impact, which had earlier led to restrictive containment measures involving social distance, remote working, and the closure of commercial activities that resulted in operational challenges. So you can see that from this dynamic global over-the-top services market size, which when you are comparing from the 2019 to 2025, it will be reached to 179.9 billion from the subscription-based, advertising-based, and transaction-based. It means that global over-the-top services are growing so fast. Global over-the-top streaming market is segmented by the device type. As you know, different types of devices, as smartphones, smart TVs, laptops, etc. And the second is revenue source. And the third, by user type, it should be commercial or personal, and by the end user, it might be electronic commerce, media and entertainment, education and training, IT and the telecom, health and the fitness, and etc. So today's, in my speech, I would like to focus not for the global OTT streaming market or global entertainment. I would like to focus on the Central Asia countries market, how it works now. Over with a total of 77 million inhabitants, Central Asia represents a large market for telecom operators. But the local political, geographical, and economical context have been constraining the development of wireline and wireless connections over the last 2 decades. Looking at the evolution of TV markets in the region, over the past 3 years, we nonetheless observe growing opportunities for operators and broadcasters. Since 2018, very few foreign telecom operators remain active in the region. Multi-channel television sound terminated in its operations in Turkmenistan in 2017. Telia also was working the region and sold its operation in Tajikistan in 2017. In Kazakhstan, to the state-owned company Kazakh Telecom in 2018, and in Uzbekistan when Uzbek government owned the entirety in 2018. The last major foreign telecoms active in the area are Russian VEON, which operate the brand Beeline in Kazakhstan and the Megaphone operation in Tajikistan. So local markets are dominated by split bucket entities Kazakh Telecom, Uzbek Telecom, and Tajik Telecom, Kyrgyz Telecom, and the Turkmenistan Telecom. So The mobile, as previous speaker said, mobile phone operators making the global information transformation. Mobile phone is one of the most important tools for the information today. So mobile penetration reaches 135% of the population in Kazakhstan and 118 in Kyrgyzstan. As mobile operators in the region are getting more and more data subscribers, they develop additional services, including video on demand and over-the-top pay TV plans for mobile devices. In Kazakhstan, mobile over-the-top pay TV is leading the growth of the pay television segment. For example, it is local pre-sales or service branded mobile TV was launched at the end of 2016 and reached 850,000 paid subscribers. So TV networks in the area are dominated by state-owned or state-backed companies whose owners are often related to the administration officials. State administrations still have an overwhelming influence on media outlets, not just in Kazakhstan. It is, we can note that it should be the same in the other Central Asian countries. So in Kyrgyzstan, media outlets ownership is largely opaque, and complaints emerged over the past few years to point out an overall lack of public funding, which could jeopardize TV network sustainability. So from this dynamic, you can see that repetition of the free to AS and the pay TV household in Central Asia 2020. In Tajikistan and the Turkmenistan, the government directly cooperates on national channels because both countries did not start their transition towards digital terrestrial TV as of now, compared with Kazakhstan, for example. Tajik authorities planned on launching digital television in 2015, but failed to meet technical requirements and postponed it for over 5 years. So nevertheless, some new opportunities are emerging for broadcasters. In Uzbekistan, for example, private networks were virtually non-existent until 2016. Since then, the new president has promoted a slow liberalization of media, and you can see that they have more changing in media market. So between 2016 and 2019, Uzbek broadcasters' TV advertising revenues have more than doubled in local currency, but a huge drop in value of the Uzbek song in 2017 significantly impacted their local economic value. So TV viewers in the region still consume foreign media despite periodical political tension between local authorities and the neighboring countries, for example, Russia. Russian outlets operate in the area, but are constrained by obligations of registering local entities to broadcast nationally. Localized versions of Russian channels, such as Channel 1, RTR, Planeta, Mir, etc., that own of Russian outlets NTV and the TNT services, they are working not in the one country. It can be in all the Central Asian countries. So, for example, TNT Premier was launched in 2018 in several markets, including Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, and the NTV Plus service was expanded to Central Asian markets in the first half of 2020. Several Russian video on demand services are also available in the area, and the partnering with local telecoms through bundled offers to expand their subscribers like Tika, EV, or Megago. So the last major foreign telecoms active in the area and the Russian VEON, which operates the brand Beeline in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, and Megaphone operating in Tajikistan. So if I will stop about in Kazakhstan's BTV is Beeline, Kazakhstan's multi-platform or over-the-top service, because a lot of people are using this service for free, and the Beeline, Kazakhstan is a part of the huge international telecommunication holdings. So the new BTV offers its users all the most important over-the-top TV features, for example, multi-screen availability, live TV and the board content, intuitive and user-friendly UI, flexible subscription options, personal profiles, favorite and selected content, catch-up TV, time shifting, or integration with Megago, integration with social networks. And you can see from this website the content of this Beeline offers in nowadays. So in conclusion, I would like to say that TV viewers in the region still consume foreign media. It is not just in Kazakhstan, it is similar in all the Central Asian countries. And the second main point is that Russian outlets operated in the area. And as you know, we have two languages in our country as like dominant languages, Kazakh and the Russian, and a lot of people as an entertainment tool, they are watching Russian TV or Russian platforms. Localized versions of Russian channels. Sometimes we can see that a lot of Russian channels localized in Kazakhstan, and not just in Kazakhstan, in the Central Asia countries. And we got a lot of information, even global informations from the Russian media outlets too, not just in local Kazakh or Uzbek or Tajik media outlets. So an over-the-top platform helps broadcasters bring their content to viewers via the internet. As you know, that we changed all our entertainment to the visual forms, and there is the advertising like that. If you can't dream it, browser can stream it. The same in the other types of the OTT devices. So thank you for your attention, and I just wanted to show you our Beeline BTV-KZ, if it will be possible. What kind of entertainment watching today our young generation? Can you see the screen? The platform?
No, we can only see your slide.
Oh, sorry.
Not the page.
I will close that, and then I will open this as an example. You can see.
Yes, now we can see. Yes.
Yeah, it is one of the most popular OTT, or I can say BTV, and you can see that in this platform should be not in just Russian, it can be Kazakh and Russian languages, and the BTV has a lot of entertainment, which is included foreign and the local, just in Russian, local formats. So thank you so much for your attention. Please feel free if you have any questions.
I mean, Russian is the dominant language in the media, or Kazakh? at this point of time? It seems Russian is quite dominant, right?
Be honest, sometimes it looks like that, Russian, but as you know, Kazakh language is the state language of our country.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. So thank you for the presence and the talk, ma'am. What I would like to request you that as the vice president of our new organization that has started only a few months ago, it would be great if you could sometimes, and not necessarily in English, it could be in any other language of the locality of that region. If we could have these 3-4 countries that you have taken, no, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, these countries together, if you could organize online media meet for maybe for half a day or one day under your leadership, it would be great. We can talk further on that. We can have a theme, and it need not be in English. It can be in the language of that region, which everyone understands, because the different countries will have different languages also, I suppose. Anyway, many of these new things, first time we have learned, and particularly good to see the BTV's contribution to the OTT culture there. Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I do agree. I do second Professor Chaudhary about just now what he said, that your more participation would only enrich us and it will help us to grow. And we would see through your lenses another country, and we can see bits and pieces, bits and parts of Russia also, those Uzbekistan and the other places, which we always hear through stories. We can see through your lenses. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your participation. Now I would proceed a little further. I would now bring on the platform, on the virtual platform, of course, our corporate speaker, Mr. Varinder Verma. Now, Mr. Varinder Verma's profile is absolutely covering 4 to 5 pages. That means that only shows that how elaborate his career is. But I would kindly introduce, I would really love to introduce him by saying that he's currently the Vice President Human Resource, Maruti Suzuki India Limited, and he is specially renowned for his excellence in talent planning, talent management, human resource digitalization and transformation. And he has over 3 decades of experience in human resources management across diverse industries in manufacturing, FMCG, farm, and auto sector, with Maruti Suzuki India Limited since 2012, and was on deputation with Suzuki Motorcycle India Private Limited from 2015 till February 2019 as Vice President, Human Resource and Administration, as one of the pivotal key leader and catalyst for organizations' transformation and business turnaround. We can go forward again and again with the details of Mr. Verma, but that would only consume the time. We would right now have Mr. Varinder Verma, corporate speaker, on the virtual platform. And welcome, sir. A happy new year to you once again.
Good evening, Professor Devani-san, and good evening, Professor Ujjwal K. Chaudhary-san, and my esteemed panelists on the virtual platform. It's indeed an honor to be part of this August gathering, covering diverse countries, diverse people from academia and different parts of the world. When this topic of new trends in entertainment and over-the-top platform was shared by Professor Devani-san, the one thing which came to my mind was a few words like growth, disruption, and digitalization. India media and entertainment industry is growing fast globally in terms of both on consumer and advertising spends, and expected to be over 4 lakh crores industry by 2025. So what I'll do is, because most of the aspects of new trends are touched by Professor Das, and also by my previous speakers. But some of the aspects which I would touch from a overall business excellence perspective, and at the same time, as a HR and business excellence professional, I would like to touch how it is going to be futuristic from talent management perspective as well. Some of the facts are that Indian ad expenses degrew by 20% in the year 2020. Mainline media degrew by 29%, but whereas the digital spends grew by 10% in 21-22. And that is expected to be growing over the last year, in the coming year itself. For us, it is an important to be present wherever our customers are and to reach out in the most effective and efficient manner. So I'll touch upon the three aspects when we do in terms of business in Maruti Suzuki India Limited. We cover on three aspects of 3 E's, which are effectiveness, efficiency, and economy. And then second part is a 3C from a human resource management perspective, which is 3 C's: communication, collaboration, and compassion. In terms of touching upon this particular topic, we have always been examining and doing research that TV has the ability to do effective storytelling. An example is our compassion stories, which is emotionally engaging the customers and consumers to our product, different varied range of models, and also smarter, neater, and swifter products, which Maruti is selling, and we are covering the half of India in terms of total sales volume is concerned. Our video streaming on YouTube, which is Papa versus Tech, is a live example that how we are moving from normal print media and advertisement to digital media, and at the same time moving towards over-the-top platform across India, but globally also we are moving in the same pace. As it captures the audience emotions, recall on TV screen is 32% better than with the next closest device, and digital medium helps more in terms of engagement through its capabilities of superior targeting and personalization, or we can say aid in performance-driven marketing. This is from a business perspective I am touching upon. Due to changing consumer behavior with respect to auto category, the 95% of customer research is online, and the 72% research is for dealers online. Technological advancements on all segments, TV, print, radio, and digital cinema, outdoor have started to redefine themselves and are changing their outlook. And TV plus digital approach, phygital approach, and print media, and hyperlocal advertisements, customer experience, and employee experience is the need of the hour today. Although this pandemic has created before pandemic and after pandemic, as very rightly touched by Professor Das in my earlier speaker. But today, in the age of rising content consumption, both viewers and advertisers have gravitated towards OTT platforms post-pandemic. Why OTT? What makes us different? Some of the key features of over-the-top platforms are sharper targeting. And all the OTT platforms are supported by analytics, with which helps the marketer to identify cohorts of audience based on their consumption patterns, of content device that they use, and the shopping preferences. So engagement of the viewers is much, much higher while consuming content in OTT platforms. One does not have to wait, as OTT platforms provide access to complete shows, leading to binge watching by the customers. And this leads to consumers spending more time on OTT platforms. This is true for both SVOD, subscription video on demand, access to OTT platforms basis on subscription fee, as well as AVOD, advertising video on demand, no subscription needed, but consumer has to see ads in between. And the most important is the immediate response. Since most of the OTT platforms happens over mobiles, the consumer can take immediate action with brand like calling up the nearest retail store, visiting the brand website, etc. This gives a huge advantage for marketers and customers acquisition. Next, key feature is unskippable ads. The marketer can ensure that advertisements shown are unskippable, and unlike TV as platform where the consumer can very easily switch to another channel. But remarketing, OTT being digital media, the customer digital signals are available with marketeers. Brands can leverage multiple parts of the online and environment without being limited to a single device or a channel. Brand might address a single audience segment using a combination of streaming advertisements, social media, and more. So let me touch upon now some of the areas in terms of how it is going to change the overall landscape or new future trends. As the future is moving towards cryptocurrency, the same is true in terms of non-fungible tokens are the revenue models for future for metaverse. We call it a digital universe. So in view of that, we can foresee in Maruti the things from a people processes perspective as well. And what we see is that while the CTV, connected TV base is very low, the OTT platforms are gearing up for the future. It has got a huge potential and is going to be the next game changer, as smart TV user base is witnessing exponential growth. According to FICCI EY report, smart television set grew their base to 5 to 7 million homes. The connected smart TV sets are expected to reach 14 millions by 2023 and 40 millions by 2025. However, vis-a-vis the mobile devices, CTV monetization is difficult. So that's why e-commerce people are not preferring it. But in terms of impact on people processes is concerned, so let me touch upon the core area, how it is going to impact and how we can leverage these platforms for our futures in terms of the gaming coming in terms of the OTT platform, which can be used from a different perspective. In terms of landscape, talent landscape is concerned, first is the emergence in demands of the new skills, such as telematics, data science, analytics, and including the video analytics for understanding the consumer behavior, at the same time, the people's behavior online. So these data sets can be utilized from our people processes perspective as well. Because the moment we move into different technological platforms across globe, the redundancy of the present skills of our employees takes place. From that angle also, the future likelihood is there that the use of these OTT platforms extensively for bit-sized learning or bite-sized learning series, customized individual need-based content for learning, psychoanalysis-based gaming solutions on the OTT platform, and they can be used for TED Talks or leadership talks kind of a things for future. The series of talks can be used on the OTT platforms. These are some of the trends which we are forcing in future, which we are predicting and we are seeing that we need to think from that perspective as well. So above all segmented reach to talent across India and globally, and it's a time the campuses also showcasing our EVP and employer branding reach through non-subscription models across India and globe for capturing the talent attraction, at the same time also segmenting the reach to a specific niche talent across India. Same is true in terms of our rural segmentation. So OTT platforms give you an opportunity to do segmentation city-wise, area-wise, age-wise, demography-wise, at the same time, customer preferences-wise, which helps us in designing our business strategies, at the same time also future talent management strategies for building, skilling, upskilling, reskilling, and at the same time, future capability building of our employees, human resource at large, and the talent which we want to acquire, what kind of skills which will be needed for future. So touching upon all these aspects of business and as well as the people processes perspective is concerned. So let me predict, friends, that this is technology is changing so fast, it's so dynamic, and same is the skills and the fungibility of the business models, which is changing so fast. So accordingly, we as corporate professionals need to be very, very quick and agile in terms of our agile approach of learning fast, agility in learning, acquiring it fast, and adoption of the newer trends very fast in order to make our business 3S model: skill, scale, and scalability. So once again, I convey my heartiest thanks to GMEC for organizing such a wonderful conclave, at the same time touching upon a topic which is going to be the future of the world. And this gaming solutions and the example which my previous speaker has given, that the B channel which they have as an OTT platform, these things can be extensively utilized not only from a newer business model perspective, at the same time from a people management perspectives and learning and capability building solutions perspective as well. So thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you, Vermaji. Thank you.
Thank you.
You really brought this metaverse communication thing. If you could write 1,000 words content on the metaverse communication towards a metaverse communication world, it would be great. Thank you very much for your talk. We look forward to your article. Yes.
Thank you,
Professor Sultan.
Thank you, Varinder sir. Thank you so much. And this platform has provided all of us to gain so many points to nurture in the near future. The most important is, which I feel personally is very threatening, that we are becoming hybrid, we are going digital, we are going phygital, and we'll never see the normalcy again. These are very threatening for not only for me, but I'm sure for many people, because we want to see the normalcy back again. But I'm sure once this has generated, this process of lifestyle has generated, it is very difficult to go back, but that is also not expected. And but whatever you have said, whatever Professor Das has said, that has been really encouraging for all of us right today evening who are present on this platform. We are really enjoying it. I would like to now introduce you our chief guest. I think she's on the platform, Professor Krishnakoli Ghosh. Host, can you help me to know whether she's joined, because she would not be. She is there. Yeah, she is Professor Krishnakoli Ghosh, Associate Professor, Department of English, Rashtraguru Surendranath College. And apart from that, she is very much well known in our Bengal, as she is the Web Cooper. She is the president of Web Cooper West Bengal College and University Professors Association. And she has a very tight schedule down the day, attending meetings. Today also she had, so she made a very late join, but still she's our chief guest and all our very dear Krishnakoli Di, whom I have known personally since 1999 when I was teaching in this college. So I'm not going to define Krishnakoli Di too much. I would only ask her to come up with her lovely voice. And she was also well known because of her red bindi. We always loved watching her wearing that red bindi. So Krishnakoli Di, I request you to be on the platform and help us to enrich on this topic once again.
Thank you, Devamani. Thank you all, all the dignitaries present over here for inviting me to share a few words.
Madam, your video is not there. Madam, kindly start your video.
I cannot start my video for some personal reason. Is it mandatory or is it compulsory to? Actually, for some personal reason, I told Devamani that I'm putting off the camera right now. Okay,
fine.
So for some other day maybe.
1 minute, just listen. This is being shown on a television after editing, so we cannot use this point for the television. We'll hear you now, no problem on that, but we cannot use it on the TV without the video. Anyway, you may continue.
Okay, no problem. I shall be obliged if you are entertained, or rather, if I can give some message to you or I can share a few words with you. May not be I am not being viewed on the television. That is not my point. Okay. So what I just missed a few points of the last speaker. I just I left the meeting for a few minutes. So you were talking something on the degeneration of meaning, degradation of meaning. Will you please repeat the point? I mean, I'm asking the coordinator, sir. You were telling something on the degradation of meaning, degradation of words. Hello, can I be heard? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Kindly tell your point of view.
No, actually, I am just going to start on this because when Debobani called me, Debobani told me to share a few things on impact of OTT on traditional mode of entertainment. I'm going to talk on that today because I'm very fond of OTT, and most of the days I watch 2 to 3 films every day. Okay, so on the OTT platform. Now, I just want to see that what is OTT. I just want to say what is OTT. Normally, it is, we know that this is over the top. So when Devabani called me, I told her that what is over the top? Over the top is not a very happy word in our days. We used to, when we were in college days, and we some heavy lectures were being given by our teachers, we used to say that it slipped over the top. So that is, it's something very exaggerated or very excessive is being denoted by the word over the top. But how in course of time, it is interesting to know that the word has been exonerated. That degradation of meaning has gradually given way to the exoneration of meaning. Now over the top or OTT is always used in a very positive sense. So in the popularity of OTT or over this platform is largely owes its origin to the wake of global pandemic. It is actually, it reminds me of the fact that when Rome is burning, Nero was playing on his flute. That is, on the one hand, you are seeing the life at jeopardy, the human life at jeopardy, great jeopardy. And on the other hand, the entertainment is increasing. That is very interesting to note, the interesting point. So in the wake of global pandemic, the world bent its knees to the deadly clouds of the stealthy particles of virus, that is vital information resources under siege, the full form of virus, where our daily life came to an abrupt standstill. The inception of the worldwide lockdown led to a global hysteria among the masses. So this was very negative about the COVID pandemic. But between all this came a breeze of relief in the form of digital explosion, which is called OTT. So over-the-top platforms are one such medium that has gained the limelight the most. Social distancing has led people to stay at home, where the only entertainment are these platforms such as Netflix, Prime Hotstar, Voot, and many more. Today, people spend most of their time now on these online streaming mediums, steering the downfall of televisions. The reason for these transitions are innumerable. OTT platforms are more vulnerable to experimentation as it provides unique and varied content. On the contrary, content on television is mostly similar across different channels. The viewers have to restrict themselves from watching a particular genre. So online platform came up with different genres. That is very interesting. Genres like action, horror, drama, thriller, and comedy. Apart from the content on OTT, the amelioration in technology, which has led to the downfall of television subscriptions. Options like smart TV and then iPad, then your Android phone, everything. These have impacted the traditional mode of entertainment the most. Even if these are more expensive, people still prefer OTT over television because of its versatility. They can watch shows, sports, live news on these OTT channels. For example, Hotstar is an online platform where one can watch the news and cricket anytime, anywhere, unlike television, which requires a proper setup. However, we saw an increase in the viewership on television as old shows and epics that created a fan base earlier went on a rerun during the lockdown. But apart from all this, OTT has played a very important impact, has left a very important special impact on the society. I'm coming to this point. That is, earlier, previously, we used to see that only people with good family background, that people who have base in their who have base in their that is democratization. Yes, I was just going to tell you that the democratization due to YouTube, underprivileged artists have now access to the audience. Older privileges of caste and class have considerably eroded. Today, we have artists from far underprivileged communities who have access to millions of audience. Thanks to YouTube and other social media platforms. Say, for example, Ranu Mondol. You must have heard of this lady who has a very good voice quality, and almost people have started comparing her voice quality to the voice quality of Lata Mangeshkar, which I think is an exaggerated opinion. But however, the Ranu Mondol, or the unfathomably catchy song Kacha Badam, you must have heard this, because an American artist, an American DJ has made a remix out of Kacha Badam, which makes us very proud. So thanks to the viral nature of social media, a huge audience now awaits them. A Chinese woman had recently become food blogger to raise 2 disabled sons. In an era without social media, such individuals would never have access to an audience. So OTT has individualized viewing experience. This is the most important thing about OTT, which I have felt personally, that OTT has individualized viewing experience. It has reoriented our relation with the visual medium. It has given creators, it has given actors, it has given directors, and chances to those who would have never been introduced to the entertainment world unless there was OTT platform. So overall, about OTT and entertainment, I would like to conclude saying that it has democratized. It has democratized the entertainment, as well as it has given freedom to the creators. It's no longer like Kapoor or Kumar or Khan, but so many unknown, so many unfamiliar artists, so many unfamiliar directors, so who would have never achieved success, who would have never received access on the big screen. But now, due to OTT, they have received chances to introduce themselves as well as to prove their talent. So this democratization of entertainment is one of the best things that I have personally experienced so far as for this over-the-top or OTT platform or the new entertainment, the new normal entertainment is concerned. I think that's all. I don't have much more things to say because whatever I have said from my experience, from my personal experience, because practically speaking, I did not have much time to prepare a paper. So in that case, I do not know whether I have been able to satisfy you with my very short speech and very day-to-day experience, a very mundane experience with OTT and my regular watching of Netflix, Prime Video, then Hotstar. I'm a very great fan of OTT. So what I have said, Devabani, I'm very sorry if I have not been academic, if I have not been very knowledgeable, if I have not been very important.
No, Krishna Koli. Professor Ghosh, you are absolutely okay. You're absolutely okay. Professor Ghosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind presence. And we are honored also to have you as the chief guest. And Professor Chaudhary would like to share his views.
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. Two people were talking at the same time. One voice will not go. So,
yes.
Ma'am, it has been a very good talk. If now that we cannot use the video, but at least can you send an article on democratization of entertainment through OTT? That's a very good point, perspective that you have brought in, how new talent has come in, new themes have come in. So you could contribute to the book that we are coming out after the 75 event series. The book focuses on the key talks of each day. And the theme, which is very central to your talk, I find, is the democratization of entertainment through OTT. That could be a great contribution, 800 to 1,000 words. If you could contribute and send to Devabani, would love to carry it in the book. Thank you.
Sure. Is there any timeline? I mean, within which
Devabani will come back to you. Devabani will come back to you on that.
Sure.
Within January.
Yeah. I would love to contribute in writing. Thank you so much, sir. You are very impressive on, I mean, in camera as well as so far as your audibility is concerned, so far as your speech pattern is concerned. I find you very impressive. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Devabani.
Yes.
And if you need the article, please get in touch with me and I shall give me a day or two to prepare on this. Okay.
It is not if, kindly contribute. It is not if.
Sure.
And in the next, within this month, anytime within this month, kindly contribute. The book will be published on 15th of August 2022, when 75th year of India's independence will be over. Thank you. My voice is not going well. I'm talking from Dhaka. Unfortunately, it is a little cold here and I caught some cold. Back to Devavani, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Ghosh. Thank you, our very dear Krishna Kolidi, for speaking, for going through a lovely speech. And please do the needful as Professor Chaudhary has asked you to do. We'll be really grateful from the GMEC Council. Thank you, Krishna
Sure,
Kalagi, once
Devabani,
again.
can I take your leave now?
Yes, please. Yes, please, you can take. You can take.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I would move forward with our paper presentation by Professor Piyush Datta, who is actually the Program Director, APG Institute of Mass Communication, New Delhi. And I would request Professor Datta to carry on with his presentations for our further knowledge on the said topic, new trends in entertainment and over-the-top OTT platforms.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Professor
Yeah.
Datta, you are audible. You're audible.
Okay. Just to start with, first of all, Happy New Year to all of you, and and all the panelists. Thanks a lot for giving me a chance for this presentation. I will not talk much of the things because it is all of the things already being discussed. This is a kind of small in the aspect of the advertising perspective, because I'm from the advertising, so scope and impact of OTT advertising on consumers in India. So the patterns, a little bit of change, the little bit of in terms of what is OTT, everybody already said, I should not follow that. And also the OTT market in India will about 21.8% as a CAGR, rupees 4.46 per crore. And these are all the facts oriented, but the main thing is that what benefits OTT give to the communication in terms of communication, marketing and all, easy to use. Like it is like if I say it is a mobile or it's a backpack communication, it's like in your pocket there is a mobile phone and you can easy to use OTT platform in the television or the mobile phones, cost friendly, unique content. Unique content means where you are exclusively based Netflix and unique content. Amazon Prime has a exceptional. So every platform has a unique content, and best part of it, very customized and compatibility content. Also an OTT platform, and also the kind of first of all, I talk about the broad reach of OTT platform. Like advertising base is strong. As in advertising, we said, see, earlier it used to be 3 categories: ATL, BTL, TTL, means above the line, below the line, and TTL, through the line. But now the new platform is OTT. So broad reach of OTT have ability to reach wider audience, diverse and very customized, and very much experiential. Increased targeting, it is suggested that right-driven ads will increase the target audience. Strong analytical platform, because now the OTT clearly analyze the platform, also the consumer, also business models also there. So they analyze and they create what kind of story, what kind of concept. Like recently, Piyush Pandey already said, like OTT will create a lot of creative challenges, and specifically creative challenges where the creativity, there's one more thing came in through the OTT, which is called creative data. Instead of like the big data, there is a creative data. Then flexibility in OTT advertising, you can change into different advertisers, since they can change their creatives based on their budget and based on their performance. And they're like Dr. Bhaskar was talking about the different business model. What are those business models? This is like ad-based video on demand, then subscription video on demand, then transactional video on demand, and hybrid business models are also. Now, also the future of OTT in India, what are they? Not only it's like for customer base, it is a content is the key to success. Content is always the king. Also, I will say, if a content is the king, the digital is a queen. So the OTT platform is a queen. So OTT, freebies, weapons, telecom wars, growth in kids' edutainment. It is very important. It also increases the edutainment sector. Corporate elements as the way forward. Growth in online gaming. OTT is in health and fitness, like everywhere. During the type of COVID pandemic situation, all the every family there's a health fitness perspective also there. They're redefining the sports via OTT, high growth focus. Even the rural demand will also drive the OTT growth. This is where the future of OTT advertising is also scratching the surface of adoption and use local brand. Go local as a concept. And if I say too quickly, the most consumer want to support preference when subscribing a new streaming video service. Pre-COVID-19, the survey was 40%. The COVID-19 after COVID-19 survey, the ad only 43%. Then pre-COVID-19, about some ads are like in terms of dollar a month subscription, where 22% again is the 22%. And the third one, the pre-COVID version, into 38% no ads. Research problem. What I'm like when I've done this research, this is still continuing the problem in terms of and hypothesis. The intent of the research paper is to study analyze the scope and impact of the advertising on consumer. Here, when I'm talking about impact, I'm talking about the customer target audience base. Every target audience is a customized and experiential. Also, very important thing. The one problem is also there. That is called every customer is different. Where the research problem can be stated as OTT advertising effective in reaching the target audience. Does it influence consumer buying decision? That is one mark of question. Hypothesis. For this study of the following hypothesis, OTT advertising is effective on reaching target audience. OTT advertising is on a rise and influence of consumers buying decision. OTT advertising is an effective tool of a brand recall. Objective of this full research was that to analyze the scope and study of impact of advertising and helps in the brand recall. Research methodology, actually, I've done a little bit of research methodology in terms of diverse, in terms of quantitative, whereas the Google form interviews, focus group discussion, and a little bit of one-to-one interactions. Data analysis, entire chapter is divided into two parts. Demographic profile or a correspondent, second part of analyzing OTT advertising affects their buying decision and helps a brand recall. And finally, the conclusion, there are three findings I found. On the basis of the data analysis, it can be inferred that most of the youth is very important, between the age of 16-25, watch out platforms. We can effectively say that more than 60% of the respondents watch advertisement on OTT because it never stops. You have to watch the advertisement platform, which means that OTT advertising is successful. 25% of the respondents agree that OTT advertising influences their purchase behavior, which means that it is slowly catching the pace of influencing the target audience, but does not influence the consumer's buying decision. 55% of the respondents agree that OTT advertising helps in brand recall. And on the basis of the full research also, there is a findings of the study, it can be concluded that OTT is a new platform like ATL, BTL, TTL, and the advertisers and marketers to explore for advertising, since it gives advantage of precise targeting for consumers, ad relevance, and a wide base of audience, since a major chunk of population, specifically youth, have shifted from watching television to OTT platform. That is a huge change in the mindset. Thanks a lot for this. I know I got only 8 minutes, so I used to want to precise it. But still, I'm doing on this platform the final research also. If any questions, please.
Fabulous. You are actually a fabulous speaker. And the research and the content in such a simple language, in a very easy to understand language, even some of the concepts of advertising were not clear to me. This transactional advertising, this is something new that I wasn't so clear. Thank you very much, Piyush Babu. Very well said. Kindly write the paper, the standard size of the paper, because we have to publish more. So less than 2,500 words. And we are publishing a book of the paper separately and book of the summary of the talks of the speakers separately. So it would be great to have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to
Thank you, Julda. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Devjan. Thank you, Julda.
Thank you, Professor Datta. There were so many interesting points which I marked in your slides, which are really, I was really intrigued, and I learned a lot from your slides. I mean, those are very important when we share content about advertising and how OTT is related to advertisement section, how it is helping. I was really amazed to see those points, which I have not really worked on. Thank you so much, Professor Datta, for your lovely presentation. And now I would go back to that same point where we started this evening from, that is Dr. Pavitra Srivastav, our session chair. I would like you to preside the conclusion of the session before I go for the vote of thanks. Professor Srivastav, could you please be on the platform?
ओके, थैंक यू मैम। सभी पैनलिस्ट ने बहुत ही बढ़िया तरीके से अपनी बात को एक्सप्लेन किया और बहुत ही नई चीजें हमारे बीच में निकल के आई। मैं सभी को आपकी तरफ से थैंक्स करता हूं और ग्लोबल मीडिया एजुकेटर काउंसिल को भी थैंक्स करता हूं कि उन्होंने मुझे ये अपॉर्चुनिटी दी। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much, Professor Srivastava. So we have come to the end of this evening. We had a wonderful, enriching evening. We had such a platter of panelists, including Professor Das, Mr. Verma, then Dr. Karlaiga. We had Professor Chaudhary out and out through the program with us. We had Professor Datta, we had Professor Ghosh, and of course me as the moderator. I'm humbled to be a working committee member with GMEC, and I'm so grateful to all of you that you have contributed on this platform and especially highlighted the positives and the negatives of this topic, new trends in entertainment over the top. Please remain connected with GMEC. Please be with us. And once again, wishing you a very happy 2022, despite the new upsurge that is coming up. Please be safe. And I'm sure we can all glide through any kind of difficulty that we please. Thank you so much. And once again, I convey my best regards to the lovely panelists which we have. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar, Devavani ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All the best wishes. Thank you.